I just wanted to quickly introduce Sally Frank. Thank you so much for being on with us today. Sally is the WW lead of Health and Life Sciences at Microsoft for Startups. Sally, if you could please give a quick introduction to our audience, and then we'll hop right into our questions.
Sure, and thanks for inviting me today, Ansley. So Sally Frank, the Global Lead for Health and Life Sciences at Microsoft for Startups, where we are focused on helping early stage companies grow and scale using our technology. Been in role for about 4 years when we started our industry approach within the Microsoft for Startups. Been there at Microsoft for about 8.5 years. Have had worked with a startup, worked in a startup, have had 2 businesses. So I know the entrepreneurial journey and the challenges and rewards of both sides of it.
Well, again, thank you so much for being here today and taking time out of your, I'm sure, very busy schedule. And so kind of getting started here, could you describe how you facilitate partnerships between startups and health and life science industries, and how Microsoft accelerates their development and growth?
Sure. So the startup program is really focused on 2 primary areas. One is technical excellence, which I think everyone understands and expects out of Microsoft. So through a variety of digital experiences, training, connections with Azure technical advisors, we help our startups use our technology in a way that enables them to become enterprise ready. So that's area number 1. And then area number 2 is we also help early stage organizations build their business. So whether you think from the perspective of enabling them to use our tools like Office 365 and Teams to host their meetings, or Dynamic CRM and all of that, we provide those opportunities, as well as opportunities to join us at first party events that we host, as well as industry events. We do connections directly between some of the startups and our enterprise customers, and we're really trying to help both the startups grow, but also our enterprise customers actually accelerate their innovation by buying solutions that can help them specifically in certain areas where they're looking to innovate and expand.
And when you're talking about that business strategy kind of portion of it, how do you approach the business strategy planning and the go-to-market development to ensure that these startups achieve their short-term revenue goals while also still aligning with their long-term visions as well?
Sure. And you know, it is really important to balance, like, what do we need to do today versus what is our ultimate goal? Mm-hmm. So the way our program operates is that it's open to everyone. Microsoft for Startups is open to everyone, whether you're at the ideate stage or you've achieved product market fit. And so as you go through the program, additional resources are opened up to you so that you get what you need at the time you need it. Now, when we talk about the business engagement and the go-to-market, there is a top tier of our program called Pegasus, where we identify what we think are future market makers that reach certain criteria. And then with them, we do bespoke engagements, both with trying to get them on the marketplace, so the transaction with our enterprise customers is easy, but also helping them kind of finalize and refine that value proposition. Teaching them how to sell both within the Microsoft ecosystem and beyond, and making sure that we help them stay abreast of trends both in the industry as well as the technical changes that are happening, it seems, almost daily, especially when we think about the changes in AI and generative AI.
And also in talking about like the relationships that I'm sure that you form with all these different founders and VCs and other industry stakeholders to foster this ongoing collaboration, how do you manage those relationships and still be able to support the startups and health and life science ecosystems?
Yes, it's a lot, and it's very both invigorating and sometimes overwhelming. But I think the focus on the mission of the startups really helps drive what we do, especially from a go-to-market perspective. Mm-hmm. So helping them understand who they need to be connected to, both, again, within Microsoft as well as beyond. We have part of our program, this thing called the Expert Network, and that is a group of a lot of Microsoft folks that will help our startups take half-hour calls from anybody who asks. And the idea there is that some of those people are business development people, some of them are industry people, some of them are engineering and technical people. So there is a sense of self-determination as to who you connect with, how focused they are in the areas that are important to you, so that you can move the ball forward. And that is much more kind of scaling across the entire startup program that we have.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I also wanted to ask you, in what ways do you also leverage Microsoft's technical capabilities to be able to enhance the innovation and technical excellence of these startups in the health and life science sectors?
So Microsoft is very fortunate in that we have sets of teams that are, in addition to like our Azure engineering team, that focus specifically on health data services, data and AI services that are specific and designed for healthcare, whether it's focused on genomics, whether it's focused on DICOM or FHIR. And so what we are trying to do is make sure that the startups in our program are educated about those services, so they don't have the perception that they have to build these APIs or things like that, but they can really leverage what we've built to accelerate their growth. So it's all a function of kind of staying up to date with what we're doing, and also making sure that they avail themselves of all the training and assets that we offer.
Absolutely. Well, Sally, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time today. And a lot of people in the chat are saying how great it is to see you on our program, and also saying how nice that you're so responsive in a timely manner with any questions. So, of course, we'll have your LinkedIn in the chat, and feel free to reach out to Sally with any other questions or connect with her via LinkedIn. We hope to have you on again in the future, Sally, and also we'll post the link to your book as well in the chat as well. So
Great.
thank you again,
Thank you so
Sally.
much.
It's been a pleasure. And make sure to check out Microsoft for Startups as well for everyone who's interested. Of course,
Yes,
startups.
it's startups.microsoft.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much,
you.
Sally. Appreciate
Bye-bye.
your time today.